Imagine stepping into a chapel, your eyes drawn to the immense wall behind the altar. Suddenly, you're not just in a room. You're witnessing the end of time. Heaven, hell, and the fate of every soul are painted in a swirling, dramatic vortex right before your eyes. This isn't just any painting. This is Michelangelo's Last Judgment, a masterpiece that consumed him from 1536 to 1541, right here on the altar wall of the Sistine Chapel. But this epic scene holds more than just saints and sinners. It contains hidden secrets, a self-portrait as a piece of flayed skin, and a powerful critic forever damned in paint. Ready to uncover the truth behind one of history's most controversial works of art? This fresco was commissioned by Pope Clement VII, but by the time Michelangelo completed it, Pope Paul III was on the throne. It had been decades since he'd painted the chapel's famous ceiling. The artist was now older, his mood darker, and his world had changed. This was the era of the Protestant Reformation. The Catholic Church was under attack, fighting for its authority and its soul. Art was no longer just for spiritual contemplation. It had become a political weapon, a statement of power and faith. Michelangelo, caught in this storm, channeled all that turmoil, all that anxiety, into the plaster of the Sistine Chapel. Now, let's dive into the drama itself. Forget the calm, ordered scenes of the early Renaissance. This is pure, unadulterated chaos. At the center, a powerful, muscular Christ, not as a gentle savior, but as an unforgiving judge, his arm raised in a gesture that seals humanity's fate. He is surrounded by a whirlwind of saints, martyrs, and angels, their bodies twisting and turning. Below him, the scene splits. On one side, the blessed are pulled upwards towards heaven, their faces a mixture of relief and awe. On the other, the damned are dragged down into hell by demons, their expressions of terror and despair so real you can almost hear their screams. Michelangelo's style had evolved. This wasn't the harmonious balance of his David. This was the intense, emotional, and almost overwhelming energy of mannerism, a style that broke the rules to convey profound feeling. The whole composition moves, it breathes, it pulls you in. But the real genius of the Last Judgment lies in the details, the hidden messages Michelangelo embedded for all time. Look closely at Saint Bartholomew, who was martyred by being skinned alive. He holds his own flayed skin and the face on that skin. It's a self-portrait of Michelangelo himself. Was this a sign of his deep-seated humility, a reflection of his suffering and creative torment, or a profound statement on his own mortality and fear of judgment? We can only speculate. And Michelangelo didn't stop there. He had a critic, a papal master of ceremonies named Biagio da Cesena, who loudly declared the fresco shameful and more fit for a tavern than a sacred chapel because of all the nudity. Michelangelo's revenge was swift and eternal. He painted Biagio in the depths of hell as Minos, the judge of the underworld, complete with donkey ears and a serpent biting him in a rather sensitive area. When Biagio complained to the Pope famously replied that his jurisdiction did not extend to hell, so the portrait had to stay. The nudity was so controversial that years later, another artist was hired to paint draperies or fig leaves over the figures, a censorship campaign that lasted for centuries. So the Last Judgment is far more than just a magnificent work of art. It's a raw, unfiltered look into the mind of a genius grappling with faith, mortality, and the immense pressures of his time. It's Michelangelo's personal confrontation with God and his own critics, laid bare for the world to see. In every brushstroke, he left us not just an image of judgment, but a mirror of his own soul. But this wasn't the only time an artist hid a secret message in plain sight. In our next video, we will journey to a starry night in France to uncover the hidden turmoil and scientific accuracy in a painting by Vincent van Gogh. You won't want to miss it. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey through art history. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an echo from the past. See you next time.